many organizations work for great brands? How many people here work for an organization that has a great brand, right? How many are also doing really valuable work? How many see changing consumer behavior and expectation around what they're doing? Changing technology that sort of changes the business. We're doing some of that, seeing some of that here too. There's lots of voices around saying what's right, what's next, what's going to happen, right? It's complex. The environment is pretty complicated. It's a really straightforward complex. Fixed costs, pretty high fixed costs at this point too. So congratulations, you can put down that you have experience with media, operating in a media environment, because it's exactly the situation that we found ourselves in. We've been through cyclical changes before. We had seen advertising revenue fall, and then we'd seen it rise again. We'd raise circulation prices, and that would be okay. And you know, we would launch zones or something else and just kind of move forward. Slight variations on our existing product, but there were things that we were winning some things, losing some things, and not really seeing the fact that the things that were outside of our control, those major structural shifts that were happening, were the rainfall, if you will, were coming more frequently and to a much greater degree. If you look at that, in 2000 to 2010, lines like that are never good, right? It doesn't matter what it says on the side, a line like that is just not good. There's only one reason why having centralized costs is good, and that's because you can scale it across a really big base, and as you add more, then on a marginal basis, each incremental copy gets to be worth more, right? So that's wonderful. But on the other side, coming over that hill and down the other side of it, bad things happen when you have high fixed costs, because you're basically pulling profitability out of every single copy that you're managing to retain. We were all about local, and we were all about just in time. We would send people out into the community. We would collect information. We would pull all that stuff back at 11 o'clock or 11:30 at night. We'd figure out how to lay that out. We'd turn it on presses. We'd run all of that stuff until about 3 o'clock in the morning. We'd throw it all on trucks. We would send those trucks out to a whole host of different places, hundreds of thousands of those. We'd drop all of those papers off, and then there'd be your news and information, just in time. Just like pushing a button on your computer, but before you could do that. So it was as fast as it could be at the time, is my point. So the mindset was there, but what happened is that over time, because of the manufacturing business that we were in, because of the fact that we were in the journalism business, because we were in the advertising business, because we're in the consumer sales business, because we're in the events business, because we have the Boston Globe, because we have the Worcester Telegram and Gazette, because we have a manufacturing operation that does those single sheet circulars that everybody gets dropped off on their doorsteps, even though you haven't asked for them. There was a manufacturing operation for that. So you have all of that complexity, and you look at it, and one of the things that was impossible to figure out is, how are the individual pieces of the business doing?